Have you ever wondered what true victory looks like? Is it about power, revenge, or something more profound? Today we're diving into one of the most pivotal moments in Islamic history, the Conquest of Makkah. This wasn't just a military campaign. It was a lesson in mercy, forgiveness, and the ultimate triumph of faith that continues to inspire millions around the world. So, grab a seat, and let's journey back to the year 630 AD to witness a conquest unlike any other. To truly understand the significance of this event, we need to rewind a bit. Imagine the early Muslims, including Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, being driven out of their beloved city Makkah. They faced years of persecution, boycott, and hostility simply for believing in one God. They left behind their homes, their wealth, and their families, migrating to Medina to establish a new community. This painful exile lasted for years. Fast forward to the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, a peace agreement signed between the Muslims of Medina and the Quraysh tribe of Makkah. It was supposed to usher in a decade of peace, allowing people to choose their alliances freely. However, this peace was shattered. An ally of the Quraysh attacked an ally of the Muslims, and the Quraysh actively supported them, breaking the treaty. This act of betrayal was the final straw, set the stage for the Prophet's return to his birthplace, not for revenge but to establish justice and peace. Word of the treaty's violation reached Prophet Muhammad in Medina. He knew that a response was necessary to uphold justice and protect the nascent Muslim community. But his approach was anything but ordinary. He began to secretly prepare a massive army, the largest the Arabian Peninsula had ever seen. 10,000 strong, they gathered not with shouts of war, but with hearts full of faith. The preparation was so discreet that the Quraysh in Makkah were completely unaware of the approaching force until it was almost at their doorstep. This secrecy was crucial, as the Prophet's goal was not to shed blood or to conquer Mecca through violence. His primary objective was to enter the city peacefully, to avoid any fighting within the sacred precincts. As the massive Muslim army camped just outside Makkah, their campfires lit up the night sky, creating a breathtaking and intimidating spectacle. It was at this moment that a key figure from the Quraysh, Abu Sufyan, who had been one of the staunchest opponents of Islam, came out to see what was happening. He was astounded by the size of the army. Realizing the futility of resistance, he was brought before the Prophet. This was the moment of truth. Did the Prophet, who had been so wronged by Abu Sufyan and the Quraysh, seek retribution? Here we witness the first great lesson of this conquest: mercy. Instead of punishment, Prophet Muhammad offered safety. He looked at his former adversary and said, "Whoever enters the house of Abu Sufyan is safe, whoever locks his door is safe, and whoever enters the sacred mosque is safe." This wasn't the declaration of a vengeful conqueror. It was the proclamation of a merciful leader. He turned a potential bloodbath into a peaceful entry. Abu Sufyan, deeply moved by this clemency and the undeniable truth of the Prophet's mission, embraced Islam. His conversion was a powerful symbol of the changing tides. The next morning, the massive Muslim army entered Makkah. They marched in from different directions, a disciplined and unified force. The streets that once echoed with insults against the Prophet now stood silent, watching in awe. The people of Makkah, who had braced for the worst, witnessed an incredible display of discipline and control. The Prophet had given strict orders: no fighting, no bloodshed, unless absolutely necessary for self-defense. The entry was overwhelmingly peaceful, a testament to the moral strength of the army and its leader. The Prophet, on his camel, entered the city with his head bowed in humility. This is a profound image. At the height of his power, at the moment of his greatest worldly victory, he showed nothing but humility before God. He wasn't celebrating a personal triumph. He was acknowledging the divine source of this victory. He rode directly to the Kaaba, the sacred house built by prophets Abraham and Ishmael. For centuries, this holy site had been desecrated, filled with hundreds of idols that the pagan Arabs worshipped. This was the heart of the problem, the polytheism that Islam came to replace with the pure monotheism of worshipping the one true God. Now came the second pivotal act, the cleansing of the Kaaba. With a staff in his hand, the Prophet approached the idols. As he pointed to each one, he recited a verse from the Quran. Truth has come, and falsehood has vanished. Indeed, falsehood is bound to vanish. With each recitation, an idol was toppled and shattered. He didn't just physically remove them. He spiritually purified the most sacred site in Islam. storing it to its original purpose as a house of worship dedicated solely to Allah. This symbolic act declared the end of an era of ignorance and the dawn of an era of enlightenment and truth. The sight of the idols being destroyed, one by one, was a powerful confirmation for the new Muslims and a clear message to everyone watching. The age of idolatry in Arabia was over. After cleansing the Kaaba, the Prophet addressed the assembled people of Makkah. The very people who had plotted against him, tortured his followers, driven him from his home, were now standing before him, completely at his mercy. They were fearful, expecting the worst. This was the ultimate test of character. He asked them, "O people of Quraysh, what do you think I will do to you?" Imagine the tension in that moment. Their lives were in his hands. They had heard of his mercy, but after decades of their own cruelty, could they truly expect it? Remembering his noble character, they replied, "You are a noble brother, the son of a noble brother." And then Prophet Muhammad spoke the words that would echo through history, defining his legacy of forgiveness. He said, "Go, for you are all free," just like that. No revenge, no reparations, no trials, just complete and unconditional amnesty. This was an act of forgiveness on a scale that was unheard of at the time. He chose to forgive those who had wronged him most, setting an unparalleled example for his followers and for all of humanity. This act of mass pardon wasn't a sign of weakness. It was the ultimate demonstration of strength, the strength to rise above hatred and choose compassion. It was this forgiveness that truly conquered the hearts of the people of Makkah. Following this incredible act, the people of Makkah came forward in droves to embrace Islam. They weren't forced, they were won over. They witnessed the truth of the message through the character of the messenger. The conquest wasn't about subjugating a people. It was about liberating them from the shackles of false beliefs and uniting them under the banner of one faith and one community. This led to a new era of unity. Former enemies became brothers and sisters in faith. The old tribal divisions and rivalries that had plagued Arabia for centuries began to dissolve, replaced by a new identity based on shared belief and mutual respect. The conquest of Makkah unified the Arabian Peninsula in a way that had never been possible before. The triumph of Islam was now complete in its spiritual homeland. Makkah was restored as the center of monotheism, and the message of Islam could now spread freely, without the threat of persecution from its most powerful adversaries. The victory was not measured in land or spoils of war, but in the hearts that were won and the society that was transformed. The conquest of Makkah stands as a powerful testament to the core values of Islam: mercy over revenge, forgiveness over bitterness, unity over division, and humility in victory. It teaches us that true strength lies not in our ability to defeat our enemies, but in our ability to forgive them. It shows that a leader's greatness is measured by their compassion, and that a victory won through mercy is the most lasting victory of all. This event isn't just a story from the past, it's a living lesson for our times. In a world often filled with conflict and a desire for retribution, the example of Prophet Muhammad during the conquest of Makkah offers a powerful alternative, a path of peace, reconciliation, and profound humanity. It's a reminder that even in the face of great injustice, mercy remains the most powerful force for change. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. Hope this story has given you something to reflect on. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more stories that can inspire and enlighten. What part of this story resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.